Students, बात कर रहे थे हम लोग about 3 types of switching. We touched on circuit switching very briefly. I actually introduced that to you. We spoke about packet switching and then we touched on message switching. Students, packet switching and message switching are not what we are going to be discussing in this course. We will elaborate on circuit switching in this particular course of data communication. We have got the taxonomy of switch networks. It's nothing but the 3 different types of switching that we have discussed. First one is circuit switching, the particular type that we are going to be talking about in the course of data communication. Circuit switching happens on physical layer. We are discussing physical layer, and in the last topic of physical layer, circuit switching is what we are going to be talking about. Students, the second one is packet switching, and under the packet switching, we have got further 2 types, which is virtual circuit approach or virtual circuit switching. One of the subtypes of the packet switching. We have got datagram packet switching as well. So students, datagram packet approach is what we use for the network layer switching. So in terms of naming it, we can call it as a datagram approach, or we can call it as the packet switching or layer 3 switching as well. And this is what our main topic is going to be in the course of computer networks. But for now, we are going to cover 2 different types. The first one is circuit switching, the type of switching that we normally encounter in the physical layer. And the second one is the packet switching that we talk about, that we are going to talk about in the data link layer. Students, शुरू करेंगे डिस्कशन अपनी सर्किट स्विच्ड नेटवर्क्स की. जैसा कि मैंने आपको बताया, एक सर्किट स्विच नेटवर्क is nothing but an interconnection of multiple devices that are connected by switches, which are also referred to as nodes. Students, the connection between 2 stations is a dedicated path that is made up of links. Students, a key expression or a key term that we are going to be remembering when we're going to discuss the circuit switching part is going to be this link. Students, every single one of this link is going to carry multiple channels, and every single connection between the 2 devices that we are going to establish using this circuit switch network will actually constitute one channel on this link. Students, फिर repeat करता हूँ just for you to remember this concept because this is important. In the circuit switch network, the 2 devices are talking to each other using an established link. We'll talk about how this link is set up. We'll talk about how the data transfer happens, and we'll talk about how the link is teared down. But for now, you need to remember that every single communication between the 2 devices happens in a circuit switch network by using a link that we established between the 2 entities, between side A and side B. And on this link, we have got multiple channels that are going to represent the connections. Students, each link is normally divided into these channels by using frequency division multiplexing or time division multiplexing. You have gone through both of these techniques in real detail. Students, moving on, we have got a circuit switch network in this particular case. And for the sake of simplicity, we are only showing you 2 devices that are connected to each of these switches. The first device is device A. It can be a computer machine. It can be a data device. And then we have got machine M, which is connected, in this particular case, is connected to switch number 3. And then you have got your device A, which is connected directly to switch number 1 in this particular case. Students, the end systems or the 2 devices that we are talking about, they are directly connected to the switch. And as you can see, we have got initially A sending the data to M. So students, in order for A to do that, the first step in this case is going to be, or the first phase per se, in this case is going to be the setup phase. Students, will talk about the setup phase in a little bit, but for you to know, the first phase is the setup phase. The second phase is your data transfer phase. And students, the third and the last phase is going to be the tear down phase. Students, first phase में you are establishing the connection before you actually start the transmission of data from A to M. In the second phase, you are actually transmitting the data, the information that you need to send from A to M. This is where it's happening. And the third one is where you are tearing down the connection, where you're finishing the connection. You're de-establishing the connection in this particular case, so that the resources that you have locked by setting it up and transferring the data, those resources can be allocated to other connections in the same circuit switched network.